Alright guys, so I'm taking a look at a scalp and body massager. So this is what it looks like here. Let me show you what's included and we'll go back to taking a look at that. So you get a pretty long micro USB cable. I've just been using my own. I have a lot of them, but you do have one included. You have a quality control check, a thank you and support in the event you have to contact them for some reason, and then you have a little instructional manual, and of course the box itself that it comes in. So this actually would be probably pretty good for someone who wanted to use it for shampooing their hair if they have problems with their fingers and all. But maybe they can hold their hands above their head and that's not a problem, which I know that is an issue for some people, but they can't move it around and move their fingers and everything to kind of work in the shampoo and everything when they're cleaning their hair. Or if you wanted to use it for a pet, assuming your pet wouldn't mind it, you could potentially do that for your pet as well. So it's wet and dry, so you don't have to worry about it. So that's what it looks like. A button here is on top. There's little indicators here, including a charge indicator. So as it's charging, you'll see sort of a slow pulsing light, and then it'll just solid when it's fully charged. And charge is going to take around 2.5 hours roughly, and you get probably about 2 hours of use. But unless you're using it continually, which I guess most people probably wouldn't, I wouldn't. You're probably not going to elapse that time in one shot. And it does have an automatic shut off after 10 minutes. This base here has little contact points that allow it to charge, and it has a keyed point. And basically when I say keyed point, I just mean that there's a little dip right here, so that when you go to place it in the base, you're not going to be putting it in there sideways or crooked. It's always going to go in, and you're going to find where it sits down in there. There's a rubber ring on the bottom so it doesn't slip or damage anything that it's sitting on, and you can leave it plugged in all the time, which is really convenient. And then you have these 4 independent heads. These they're very soft rubber. You can see it's a very soft rubber, so you can pop those right off if you had to for some reason, and no problem, they pop right back in place. And each one has little additional fingers, so you have all these little nodules and everything. But my hair obviously is a lot shorter right now, but it was quite long. It was down on my neck and everything, and beard and everything, and I could use this and it didn't get tangled or cause any problems, so that shouldn't really be an issue. And it's not super loud, so it may or may not bother your pet. You do have 2 speeds, high and low, and you do have the forward and reverse. So I will turn this on and let you hear what it sounds like. So as you see, operation is very simple. Push it once and it goes low, then high, then changes the direction, low, high, and then if you hold it down for about 3 or 4 seconds, it shuts off. And when you're finished, obviously I would say let this dry before placing it back in the base, but leave this out to dry, and once it's dry, you just drop it back in the little base here. Make sure that the little key area is lined up right there, and you can kind of do like that, wiggle it back and forth, turn it, twist it a little bit, and you'll see that it's in there, and the charging indicator will indicate that it's charging if you decide to leave it charged. If you don't, I wouldn't say leave it on the charge all the time, but it's really up to you. But if you wanted to, you could actually leave this sitting beside the charger so that you don't have it charging all the time. But yeah, that's it. It works pretty well. For me, I have no problem with it, and it feels pretty good actually. These little things, like they're soft and not going to hurt or anything, and even with longer hair, no tangles or any problems like that. It seems to be a pretty solid hard plastic. It's not a real thin, flimsy plastic at all. So seems really well made, and that's pretty much all there is to it. I'll leave a link below. You can check out more details, more information if you want to find out more about it. The only real improvement would be to change to a Type-C connection, just because that's becoming more common, but that still hasn't completely caught on. But yeah, that's it. Hopefully that gives you an idea of what to expect. Obviously if you put it on a surface, it kind of dances around on that surface and moves around. But it actually feels, like I say, quite good. It has sort of a kneading effect because of the way the little rubber grips a little bit, so it kind of, you know, works in a little bit more than like a hard plastic would. So that's a pretty cool design. So anyway, that's it. Gives you an idea what to expect. Like I said, pets probably wouldn't be bothered by it. It's fairly quiet. So if you had problems with those and you wanted to use it to just clean those and let it, you know, move around, you could do that. I'll leave the link below as I mentioned. Otherwise, thanks for watching.